What is up, YouTube? How's everybody out there doing today? I'm so freaking excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. Mitch is even excited. Because you know what today is, guys. You know what's going to happen. We are finally going to be working on this. And, oh, wait a minute. Shoot. Mitch, we're missing something. We're missing a certain red Trans Am that we need to put this motor in.
There's a problem.
What's the problem?
It's not in here yet.
Oh, shit balls. Oh, no. So, we got to get the car in here. And I know the car's been sitting for a while, but believe it or not, guys, it does run. It actually runs still. And if you guys, we're going to open this door a little bit here. If you guys have been following the channel within the last 6 months, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the red Trans Am. So, I bought this red Trans Am. Actually, you know what? Let's get it inside the shop first. That way you guys can actually physically see what is going on with this red Trans Am, and I can explain a little bit better to you what we're doing here. So, give me a minute. Here she comes. Alright guys, now that we're back in the shop and we have the red Trans Am in the shop, actually I have two Trans Ams. I have a red one and I have a white one sitting back there. That's my baby though. A lot of you guys are probably like, Andy, why don't you build the white one? Because I don't want to. Because this one's already chopped up. As you can see, like everything's chopped up here. We'll go ahead and pop the hood. Everything's chopped up here. I really don't want to do that with this white car. So I've decided to buy this car a couple months back and do it with this car instead. As you can see, we have a side exit exhaust system for the turbo that's in it, which is down there. It's an on-3 78mm turbo setup. Basically, this car started life as basically a stock automatic 2001 Trans Am with 199,000 miles on it. It does have the leather interior. This is a Trans Am. It is not a WS6, so it has the leather interior. It is a 4L60E. I bought it really, really cheap, drove it around for a while. The transmission ended up failing, which, you know, 4L60E, what do you expect? I built the transmission, put a stall converter in it, and then I got this really cool idea to put a 78mm turbo setup that I got from a friend like a year ago onto this car. And as you can tell, this turbo system's pieced together. It's not anybody's particular company that did this turbo system. It runs off the F-body manifolds, has a crossover pipe underneath, and just a regular 78mm on-3 turbo, which you guys can see down there. The car did run really, really good. It actually made about 650 to the wheels with methanol injection, and it ran good. It was a nasty little car. But unfortunately, 199,000 miles, I kind of goofed up and didn't have the PCV system hooked up correctly with big enough a line. And with the 17, 18 pounds of boost that I was running, making about 700 horsepower at the wheel, it finally broke a ringland is what my guess is, because there's a lot of oil in that manifold. The oil comes around the exhaust and then it poops itself out of here. So everything's good except for that. So basically the car sat. I really didn't want to drive it because it was leaking oil. It still ran. It's, as you can see it, you know, come right in the shop and everything. This thing is going to get this huge transformation, this big giant transformation from a stock 5.7 to a built Golen engines 370 cubic inch engine. And let's walk over here to it's not getting my bike, to this guy over here, and it's getting this turbo, a custom turbo setup. It's a V3 Huron Speed turbo setup. So this is all ceramic coated down here, powder coated green up here, just for looks, you know. So this has been sitting here for a while. We just received the engine a little bit ago, last week here. So we literally have 2 weeks, guys. The YouTube call out is the 23rd of June. 2 weeks from today, or less than 2 weeks from today, to be honest. And I have to literally get this engine in this car, broken in, dynoed, and maybe, just maybe, be able to sneak down to the track. I doubt it though. Maybe sneak down to the track to get some test and tune going, just to work out any bugs with the car, which there ain't going to be any, because all this stuff is really, really high quality stuff, and I'm very happy to be able to be a part of the companies that have helped me put this car together for this event. I'm very, very thankful. If you guys are so kind, do me a favor, check out the bottom of my description under sponsors, and you guys can see all the information for the sponsors that have helped me build this car. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to have Mitchell Man over there waving. He's going to start pulling this engine out today. We're going to get this one on an engine stand, and we're going to start swapping oil pan and plates, front cover, rear cover. We're going to be putting the head studs in and all that stuff. So while I'm putting the head studs in this engine, we'll have Mitch start pulling this whole thing apart. So it should be interesting. He's probably going to have this whole assembly out of the bottom of this car in what, 2 hours, 3 hours maybe? This whole thing will be sitting on that guy right there. Guys, we got all of our head studs in. We got our dowels in as well on both sides. Now, just for future reference, you don't have to torque these things down. You literally just put them in by hand. If you want, take yourself a little ratchet with the right size bit and just give it a little tiny bit of a snug. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, but these literally just go in by hand. You don't have to torque these down or anything. We'll be torquing the head bolts, the head nuts on, but you don't have to torque these down. So I guess the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take our awesome Lunati camshaft. Actually, we'll get the engine over this way here. Oh, a little bit better. We're going to take our Lunati camshaft, we're going to lube it up, and we're going to stick her in the hole right there. It's going to be freaking awesome. Just motherfucking send it. I'm sorry, just bleep, 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 send it. How you doing over here, buddy?
Oh, you know. Got
the radiator out, turbo's coming off. Engine will be out in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. What are you gonna do? All right, guys. So we have our awesome custom. Like I was saying previously, everybody, here is my awesome custom grind Lunati camshaft. Gratefully sponsored by Lunati here. So we're gonna go ahead and open this thing up. I actually did a little opening up video before. They give you stickers, can card, and they also give you some stuff like that. So we're gonna get that out of there. And then obviously we don't need the box. So what we're gonna do here, guys, is we're gonna open her up like so. I'm gonna take this beautiful cam out. Oh shit, I'm kidding. And we have a nice little 3-bolt cam here. Now the first thing we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna spray this down and make sure it's nice and clean. All right, now that we've got the cam all cleaned up, we'll wipe it down with some rags here. Here's like a rust inhibitor that they put on these things, I guess, and it helps to go ahead and wipe them down a little bit. So we'll sit this guy right here very nicely without falling, and then I use, what's that? Then I like to use this slick Permatex Ultra Slick assembly lube stuff. I love using this on the journals of the cam here. Just makes for a good little break-in. I'm actually running low on it because Mitch uses it way too much.
Hey.
And the thing is, you only need it, a little rag in there, you only need it on where the bearings are going to ride. You really don't need it anywhere else. You don't need it on the cam lobes. There we go. Get that on there nice and good. Make sure it's nice and lubed up. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, guys. It's okay. Little dirt never hurt. God made dirt, dirt don't hurt. That's a good one. If you want to get some on the lobes, you can. Just be careful, don't cut yourself, because these lobes will slice you open. Alright. And here we go. Get this sucker in here. Now, of course, be very gentle. Putting this in, you want to nick any of the cam lobes by accident. or any of the, I'm sorry, not cam lobes, but the cam bearings by accident. Now, obviously, since we don't have a back in this, I can actually reach my finger in there and get it, which will be kind of nice. So, come in here and I can actually lift the cam up in the back and get it in there. And you want to shoot it around a little bit, turn it, you know, make sure it's lubes up them bearings. And then that's it, guys. Cam is installed. So, we're going to point this little nipple here to the 3 o'clock on this engine. I'm going to wipe my hands off and then grab the camera. Give me a minute. Alright guys, so as you see, we have the Lunati Custom Kind camshaft in our 370 engine. We do have number 1 at top dead center. Cam pin is pointed to the 3 o'clock. That we know, you know, just from experience, I know that with this pointed at 3 o'clock and this little keyway pointed kind of at 1 o'clock, we are at the correct timing for the cam and the crank. Just so many years of doing these things, you kind of learn that, and that's just the way it is. Alright guys, so we got one of our cylinder heads on here. We got the cam in. We are checking push rod length, and unfortunately my push rod checker is too short for this head and rocker combination. But moving on, Mitch, what is going on here, dude? Like, you literally got this almost out in what, 20 minutes of this video? 10 minutes of this video? I don't know. It literally only took Mitch, what, 2 hours? And we're ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and lift this sucker up slowly but surely and have this motor out. What do you think? Let's make it happen. Capping. Oh my God. Everything's disconnected? Look at you. Look at this. Look at this.
Fuel line's getting caught up there.
Is it? Top one.
Oh, no, probably not.
Oh, no, it's not.
Okay.
This is how we pull these motors out of these F-bodies here at the shop. Right out of the bottom. Back in the golden days before I had my lift, we would attach a hanger to the strut tower brace and lift it up off of the car or off of the engine and slide the motor out the front, basically the whole motor assembly out the front. But luckily enough, we have a lift now, so we don't have to do that. We got most of my piping, my old 78mm turbo right there with the 96 hot side. She did me very, very good. I'm not gonna lie, this turbo did do very good. It's still a very good kit. I'll probably end up selling this with the intercooler and everything as well. I'm ready, boss. I'm just waiting on you. And look at that.
Everybody always wants to know why I work on the ground. Because the motor's sitting on that. Hello.
We got the old broken engine, which we are going to pull a head off eventually. Maybe in one of these other videos, we'll pull the head off and see what broke in this engine. We're not going to do it in any of the future, well, this video or any of the next ones coming out, just because we're in the process of getting this engine put together and get it done and back in the car as quickly as possible. That way it doesn't interfere with daily work. But we'll put that on an stand and mess with that at a later date. I'm sure you guys would probably be very interested to know what was wrong with this engine and why it did what it did. It probably broke a ringland and whatnot, but we got our polyurethane mounts. We'll be using those over again. I got a, I think this is a BMR K member that's already under it. So I do have an electric water pump we're going to use as well. So we won't be using the stock water pump. Maybe we will use a stock water pump just to make it simple. You know what I mean? Who knows? All right, guys, as you can see, we have the heads on. Everything's torqued down here. We're moving really, really fast here, guys. We have the new front plate on. Got a new one of those with the hex bolts in it. Got that done. We got Mitch over here working his ass off, trying to get the transmission off at this point. This is a fully built 4L60, so it should hopefully handle the power of this engine. All right, guys. Ooh, man, it's like the end of the day. I'm still here working. Mitch has gone home now. As you guys can see, I won't show you over in this area here in a little bit, but we got a lot off of the old engine, got all the covers off, got everything done. Everything's out of the car. We still got to take the intercooler off and put the Huron Speed intercooler setup on, but we have the tranny out and all that stuff. Lots of work. We're getting it done quickly here, though. We're hoping to have this car running in the next day or so, hopefully. I'm sure you guys are probably anxious to see how far the engine has come along. I didn't take a whole lot of video of the engine being assembled just because of the fact that we're trying to get this thing done. We're on a very, very, very tight time crunch. So I will turn the camera around and I'm going to show you what this engine looks like as of now until tomorrow when we put all the accessories on and everything. So here you go, guys. Bam. The intake is not bolted down yet. I just put it on there for visual effects, basically. But the heads are completely torqued down. Everything's good to go there. I actually ended up painting the valley cover black. I painted the front cover black. That way it matches the engine. I also have an electric water pump that was on this vehicle that I'm also going to be using on this engine as well. I'm going to use everything that I have performance-wise that came off of this vehicle because I'm starting over with this one. And we're putting it all on the red car, obviously, to get as much horsepower out of this thing as physically possible. So there you go, guys. That's the stage that we're at right now. And then what we'll do is we'll start putting on the Huron Speed turbo kit. Huron Speed, one of my other awesome sponsors. We'll start assembling all of that tomorrow afternoon, more than likely. And I'll probably be here till into the night tomorrow, getting this thing running to running status. Because it does need to get out of the shop because I have other stuff that I need to bring in and do for tomorrow and for Wednesday. So the goal here is to get this thing in tomorrow, running, started up, broken a little bit, and back outside again. Maybe drive it around for the weekend, put some miles on it before we take it to the dyno, make sure everything's working good. But if you enjoyed this video, guys, and I hope you did, please do me a favor, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Instagram is Diablo Formula Racing. Facebook is also Diablo Formula Racing. You are not going to want to stop watching these videos. This thing's about to kick some ass. I'm telling you guys, this motor, this 370 cubic inch engine, and that car is no joke. And we're going to be ready for the freaking the call out on the 23rd of June here, which is 2 weeks away. It's going to be freaking nuts. So other than that, guys, deuces.